Welcome everybody. Thursday. It is 107 you just told me, right? 107.
Yes, sir.
Nailed it. Welcome everybody. Thank you everybody for joining us. And if you're not here live and you're listening while you drive on Spotify or just putting it on YouTube, like I'm sure that Bobby does, and some of y'all,
No.
welcome guys. Welcome everybody to the Dope and Tape
Thanks
Show.
for
We're happy to
joining.
have you.
Hit the
Thank you
like
so much.
button.
And thank you for telling your friends about us and helping us grow because without that, this show, we're gonna run out of guests. I'll tell you that. It after being doing this for a year and doing it twice, and then in the very beginning, 3 times a week, we're trying to keep up, with like new guys and stuff. And the
Our,
holidays happened, and then we're pretty busy, but we're trying to reach out. But if you could help us, if you could say, hey, this guy is a great fitter, this girl does this thing, and it's awesome. Let us know.
yeah,
Let
reach
us
out. Let us know. So
let us
right now
know
we do have a
for
guest.
sure.
We're supposed to be talking with Billy. You guys might see him on Instagram a lot. He's one that's always sharing. He is getting
He's working on it.
yeah, Zoom's whooping his ass right now. It seems. He's trying to sign into Zoom. And for whatever reason, it's just gonna take him a minute. So we're here. I told Brian he could just bore you guys to death in the beginning. So if you guys are into that,
Yeah,
you know.
do my normal bedtime stories.
But
They just love them. What's your relationships with the other trades on like a large job site? Because I try to work with them, but sometimes like sometimes you get burned. Like
no, I
you're
treat I
you
treat everybody
let
like a
someone use it as
so
good
first
faith and you just get burned.
first and foremost, I treat them I trust that they're gonna be professionals at what they do right off the bat. Just gotta trust that they know exactly what they're doing, and I treat everybody like a gentleman and nice to everybody. But until I get burned, I think we just talked about this right before the show, but
Yeah.
because once I'm burned, then all that's out the window. Then now you got to prove all that shit again because I'm not gonna do that.
Would only that trade or someone else
No,
or
just
everybody?
for that trade, just for that job, probably just for that
Yeah.
guy, And then, but when you're on a job and you're getting burned by burned by a trade, it's generally gonna keep happening, and then that's where you get
Yeah.
like the animosity and you start getting like a job site beef.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I man, I electricians lended me a generator because I got burned by another trade, and the electrician's been awesome since I got there. I mean, great. I mean, I used the generator; it was empty. I was like, "Listen, man, I'll fill it up. I'll use it. I'll fill it right back up, and you'll get it back full. I'll put it back wherever you need me to put it." But see, like with me doing that, if they ever need anything, we would do it back, and then when you do that, it's almost like those two trades, like whoever you have that new relationship has your back, is watching over you.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's
you
like,
definitely want to like make buddies. I try to make buddies with like if you're the foreman, you need to make buddies with the other foreman. If you're not a foreman and you're a journeyman, you should still, like, as a journeyman, you should still have like a electrician that you can go to, a tin knocker that you can go to if there's an issue and you don't want to bother all the foremen. As a journeyman, you can still like try to have a buddy in each trade that you can go to if you need, if you need to borrow a
yeah.
box of 3/8 nuts or something or whatever it may be.
And we work together because we have, like in this project, we had nitrogen, panels as well as high, not low voltage hookups, which they had to handle. And then I have my high voltage hookups in the pump room. So like I think, um, I think we kind of have to have a relationship with the electricians on those kind of jobs, like massive jobs like that. But it's good. And then I do have a good relationship. I feel like with the racking guys in this warehouse
Oh,
because
that's
I
probably
mean,
crucial. Those are guys that
dude,
like you almost wanna
oh my
you those are
goodness,
so actually there's certain situations like that where like that guy might get a couple slides burning me. Like that guy might be able to
yeah,
burn me a couple times because what am I gonna do? I can't say fuck you
right,
to that guy,
no,
you know?
and then I've moved some of his stuff out of the way with his permission, and then he's been great. And today I was like, hey man, I just really appreciate it. Did I just ask him to do something? He said, I'll get on it. And I just stopped him. I was like, dude, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go buy Starbucks in the morning. You want some? I wasn't, but I guess now I am. So I'm gonna get him a large cappuccino with sugar. He didn't speak much English, so that's what I got out of it.
How far out of the way is
But
Starbucks?
no, it's close. I think it's like across this. I think it's like maybe 10 minutes.
Boom.
So
All
not a
right.
big deal. I just leave early, hook him up in the morning.
Yo,
But
if anybody wants to join up, I don't know. Bill, it seems like Billy's having a really hard time. I did invite Steve. So we got Tommy. Good evening, Tommy. We got Ricky. Can you guys talk about your first year as an apprentice? Like, was it tough dealing with the older heads?
oh,
Tommy says, I had a humbling
so
day today, way out
yeah,
of my comfort zone, working on dampers. I walked away feeling like I'm the biggest idiot, even after all these years in the trade. Dampers, huh? That is a little bit weird. That is a little bit weird, Tommy.
dampers is a big part of fire protection.
Dampers?
Oh yeah, especially in like high rises.
That's a like for us, that's a tin knocker thing. Like I would never. That has absolutely nothing to do with me. That would be the
That's actually
tin knocker,
it
and the
should be part of
electrician.
the inspection. They
Yeah, but
have
it would
to
be the tin knocker and
open,
the
close.
inspection. The tin knocker and the electrician. Yeah, they would verify that it opens and
No,
closes
like
upon flow.
afterwards, like when you're doing a fire inspection, you had to verify that the dampers are working properly. It
Yep.
falls under, I would say, I would say even it's more of a 72 um code, but I would say like I always paid attention to the dampers when I would set off water flow. It's kind of like you think of dampers as in um fire doors,
Yeah,
kind of
they're
the
well,
same situation.
they're pressurizing the stairwells,
Yeah,
keep the smoke out. So in a fire alarm test, bro, there's so many trades there, and everybody does their little part. There'd be tin knockers, there'd be electricians, there'd be sprinkler guys, there'd be firemen, the GC would be there, there'd probably be laborers. So a damper would be literally would be an electrician at tin knocker. I would have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it besides they want to make sure it does its thing when I flow water.
right.
So I'd be flowing water somewhere. But first year as an apprentice, I mean, yeah, I could go into that. You want to go first? You want me to go?
Well, no, I'll go. First year, geez. So I was ready to get back into it. Well, I mean, I worked kind of like under the table when I was like 15, but I don't really count that because like my dad was there, so I was
You
like
have to
Todd's
count it.
son.
My
You know what I
story's the
mean?
same. That counts.
Yeah.
That's important.
Well, it wasn't until like when I got back into it legally that I was like a real first year because my dad said, "All right, you are not coming to the same company as me because you can't come in here as dad's son. You got to earn your stripes someone else." So he did put me with a foreman that he did trust. When he ran the sprinkler division at another company, he was a foreman over there. So I went with a guy nicknamed Repo, and I spent some time with him. And he never really called me by my name, just whatever he can think of. And but he did make sure that the other foreman did respect me. Like they didn't pick on me, but only Repo could pick on me. So he did that. That was cool. I did for sure get the hardest jobs possible that they could think of. So like if there was an easy way to do it or something like that, he would like tell me the easy way, but he has had me do like the hard stuff. Probably the hardest day we were working at the airport. We're gonna put in
This is like how
a
many months in are you?
at this point probably 6 months. About 6 months at this point. The lull, someone else was using a lull, so I couldn't get up to like the third floor. So, and then the crane wasn't there that day. So, but we had to have pipe up to the roof, which is like essentially 5 stories up. But there was an external staircase that like zigzag back. So I had to unstrap all of our pipe. It was from 2 inch and down, and then I had to carry it all stick by stick up to the fifth floor.
You didn't take
That
two
was my
pieces at a
job for the
time?
entire day. I did, but man, like that day was rough.
Yo,
And then the
Tom
day
Resser,
that
what
I
up? We
The
get
day that I
Facebook
called
comments
my
now, dog.
dad, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." The day I called my dad, I was like, "Hey, I'm ready to get in inspections. I'm done with this stuff." Is is this is like a year and a half in, maybe 2 years in. Let's see here. No, 3 years, probably 3 years in. It was summertime. We were working at an office, and they had to keep, was it negative pressure? And it was way hotter
Oh,
inside
tell
than it
me.
was outside. It was like 100 something degrees that day, and I was dying. You would go outside to cool down, and I was like, "Fuck this." So I called my dad that day. I was like, "Hey, set it up. I'm done with this stuff. Come on." I already had my level one, and I already went. Did I go? No, I went over to my dad's company and got my backflow license. So that's kind of how that went.
I so I was a junior in high school. We were just about to go on to summer break, junior year, high school, and I was doing paperwork to I was gonna work the summer as summer help. I wasn't even 18 yet, but I was signed up as summer help, put right on a prevailing wage job, and first day
Yeah.
on the site was cutting and grooving 6 inch and dragging it into a tunnel.
What?
They saw cut these concrete like this 10 foot by 2 foot hole in the floor, and there was a tunnel, and we had to run these 6 inch feeds and put them on floor stands. So that's what I was doing. Like I had knee pads. We would just
Really?
drill a floor stand like every 10 feet, rest a
It's
ten
kind of like
six,
mining work,
rest a 10-6
working on
on
your
it.
knees.
Yeah, we would just like a few pieces at a time. But I remember cutting and grooving 6 inch, and
What were
that
you thinking?
one
Like,
of the one
whoa,
of the
my dad does
tunnels.
this every
So
day?
one of the tunnels they cut a big enough hole, and the hallway had straight access from the back, so we could put 21 footers. And I'll never forget, with my father and I would carry the 21 footer together of 6 inch, And so, but
Hmm.
there was these badass guys from Vermont, and Pops wasn't there, and I was working with this guy, and
Whoa.
his name was Bill, and he went right to the center of the 21 foot 6 inch and just grabbed it and started walking, and like expecting me to follow him and do the same. Yeah, I had to. It's like week one.
Whoa.
Week one, I was like, dude, I was probably like, I don't know, 140 pounds. I was 17.
Dang.
That was a heavy, and then, so we would put vice grips. We would put vice grips on the end of the pipe so we could drag it down through this tunnel. And every piece you put, you were that much farther away from the hole. Then eventually I was able to work my way upstairs and do some plastic. But so that was just my first job. Then I had to go back to senior year and complete senior year, and then we graduated. I took a week off. I went to Aruba, and then when I got back, I've been working since. And then when I
Okay.
went full time, when I was like you said, when I was legal at that point, full time with my apprentice card that had my name on it, I was right under Pops, and I was living in the basement. So Pops would just fucking stomp on the floor right above where I was sleeping, and that meant like it's time to go, and I would get up and get in the truck, and we would do all kinds of different things. In the very beginning, we were
Wow.
kind of like the cleanup crew.
How so? Like, would
Like
things
it would
like
be like a
was not
big
going well?
it was always like these huge, massive, just like large scale jobs. Like we did a lot of freezers, like what you're doing. Like my father did a lot of freezers. But one of these jobs in particular was a Genzyme, which took like all these guys. They had this huge crew, and then at the end, they just break the crew down to just like the foreman that was there, and Pops comes and makes sure everything is good, so we can like do the test and make sure everything
Hmm.
passes, and all the fire pump room is perfect, and I get to like tour around and do that with my dad, do like basically all the glory work.
Yeah.
And then they made a division which was like a smaller job division, and Pops was in charge of that. So we would just every day we'd be doing like either 10 or like 50 heads.
Was he union or were y'all private shop?
Yeah, this was private, non-union.
Yeah, because I
One
don't
of the
think
biggest in the
like
country at
yeah.
the time. At that time in the early 2000s, they were the biggest.
Yeah, the one that I worked under, of course I can't really say the name 'cause I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that, but it was huge and they still are huge. And it was cool because I'm friends with a lot of guys in Atlanta, and one of my friends, he's the operations manager of a fire protection company. Actually, that's pretty close to me. Walked in there and stuff, and I went around the office introducing myself and passing out stickers. And the guy was like, "Hey, I worked with your dad." I was like, "Whoa, that is so cool."
That is cool.
Kind of
Like,
like how they did to you to Orlando, you know?
yeah, it's always that happens on the job. Like, I'll introduce myself on the job, and they're like, "Wait a second, I think I worked like with your father." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, probably, yeah."
I never seen you shook.
It's
You were
wild.
definitely shook that day.
Yeah.
You were like just trying to like take it in, you
Yeah, it
know?
was wild. That was a guy I hadn't seen in a long time. That was the boss. That was the boss that was at the company I was talking about. But
Yeah. Wow.
it was going through
So
some changes at that time, so.
talking about picking things up, dude. So we're putting in these giant valves in these little rooms and the little riser rooms, and then we have an engine hoist to pick these things up. And we had a clay valve that I had to put in the corner. It was an 8-inch clay valve, and that thing's like maybe 300 or more. I don't know. I have Veronica that's 150, so I'm over here doing the math in my head. Like, can I pick this up? I was like, probably not, and probably should not do it. Probably should definitely not do
What is it? A clay valve
that. Yeah.
or deluge valve?
No, it's what it is actually like a master pressure reducing valve.
Okay, yeah, like a clay
That's
valve.
an
It's
eight
a clay
inch.
valve.
Yeah, it's a clay valve. Yeah, but that's like the
Purely.
purpose of it, right? Um, so we couldn't get it in there. There's no way for us to figure it out. We all carried it and put it in there and kind of put it down the ground, but they just, I was like, all right, so we'll figure this out. So just y'all, guide me and be careful if I don't get this, not to drop it. So I took my gloves off because it's fresh paint. You can't really grip fresh paint with gloves. And I picked that sucker up, dude. One shot. I just did it like I would pick up Veronica. And I put it in there and they're like, whoa,
Like one of
we're
those
so
strong
glad
men
you
picking up one of them balls.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
let me
they're
ask you.
like
Let me ask you
a
this: when did they build the walls around this room? How long have the walls been built?
couple weeks. Oh no, maybe longer. Maybe like a
I would have tried to have this built
it's
before the
been a minute.
walls, bro. Then I could just grab one of them big ass lifts with a strap around the railing and just pick that valve up right with the lift and just drive over and drop it down and use the lift as all the muscle. But
No, I
you gotta
agree.
beat the walls.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow with the lull. I'm gonna bring it in with the lull and have to like
Oh
muscle
yeah,
it. We're
you
gonna be
guys got a
working in the
lull. Yeah, so if you,
mud.
even with the lull,
Yeah.
boom, you just pinch the fork.
That one wasn't that there. He was like, "Man, I can't believe you did that." In my mind, of course, I said, "I was like, yeah, yeah, no problem." In my mind, I was like, "Oh man, I can't believe I didn't get hurt." So, like,
300.
I was like,
Yeah,
"I
but
guess it
it's
is,"
like it's mostly legs. So how much are you squatting?
Oh, like it's like five something maybe.
Yeah, so because you're getting down there and you're grabbing it and you're kind of right there, you just squat, and then what? You
Yeah,
kind of
but
had to do a little.
it's essentially like a what's called like a goblet squat because it's between my legs.
Not that
And
I'm trying
normally,
to
I
undermine
never
the
do
lifting the
anything.
300-pound valve, but if you're doing a fucking 600
Yeah,
pound squat, you should be able to lift that valve, big guy.
that's why my jeans are skinny. No
Yo,
matter what
fire
I
sprinkler
get.
guy. Oh, so another part of Ricky's question
Mhm.
that I guess we skimmed over was it tough dealing with the old guys? I stood up for myself. I didn't deal with that shit talking. That didn't happen. I was the mouthy apprentice. Man, I knew everything back then. But if there was a guy that was like being tough on me and teaching me, it was different than if he was degrading me.
Yeah,
Or if it's something I absolutely didn't know what I was doing, or if it was my first time doing something, or if he was just being like an obvious just asshole, I would go chest to chest. No fucks. Let's step outside. There's plenty of companies I can go work for. You're not gonna fucking talk to me like that. And that's how I rolled. And if you got a guy that's just being degrading, you can either do reverse psychology and try to make him feel bad, or you can just stand up for yourself. And but be ready because he might fucking swing. So you got to be ready for that shit because that might be what he's looking for.
you ever get close to a fight? I have
Wicked,
with
wicked close.
yeah, yeah, me too.
In my last year of
And
apprenticeship with someone like just a guy that everybody's had problems with. Not gonna name drop, but anyone that works in my area probably knows who I'm talking about. But Buddy, it was just a prick. He still is. I hear that he's still a prick. and
You really had to
just
stand
a
your ground.
just
I
like a
truly believe that.
degrading human, like not even like job site banter, just like just an asshole at all times. And I wouldn't, I'm not doing it. You got to stand up for yourself, Ricky.
Yeah.
You can demand a little bit of respect as an apprentice, but you gotta let them like play the pranks and do the jokes, but you can draw a line somewhere. And that's what you gotta do. That's gonna stop it. Unless you want to try to make them feel bad. That's sometimes you gotta do that too.
But verbal communication is out there. I mean, you got to put that out there. You
Because
can't just have unspoken expectations of them to
exactly,
stop.
if he's
You
pissing
can't
you
just
off,
eat it.
and but he also might be like trying to, and that's what it is. At the same time, if it's being because you're bad at something, or you're slow at something, or you're doing something wrong, you flip that right around and you say, well, you're the one that taught me, you fucking asshole. You're the one that taught me. That's why I'm doing it like this, because you suck too. And then that will flip it all around. And you can, if he's talking shit, you can talk shit.
Yeah, like jokes and like picking on me or anything like that never bothered me. Like
Right.
even like when you say things, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Like I
you can breeze it off pretty
nothing I
good.
can dude, I can care less. But the moment you disrespect me, and that's when it's on.
If it, yeah, exactly. Once it goes to a different level. Also, though the old guys sometimes they want you to talk shit back. Like that's all they want. They're trying to get you to like that. If you just like look at him and you just say like, something totally worse than what he said to you right in his eyes, he'll probably smile at you. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Just like give him something bad, you
Dude,
know?
me as a foreman and operations manager and then the whole spectrum of leading guys, if one of the best things I see is like outside of the guy just, obviously just killing it and working hard and all those things, but if someone gets frustrated and is coming in here and is yelling at me, like me, and then he could be a journeyman apprentice or whatever, but he's yelling at me in frustration. Like, this is not getting done fast enough. I had this, I need that. I was like, I love that.
I love
Freaking love it.
that.
Dude, keep it going.
Passion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guys could overplay that though. That's part of their gig. Make a big deal about everything, you know?
Yeah.
But it is good. You want to have passion. You want to have passion. Fire sprinkler guy, yo, what up? Fire sprinkler guy got gauges from Arco with his
Did he?
yeah, he's got these little, I don't know, can you see that from there?
Yeah.
The little, you remember him. He's got the 6 stickers.
I have that on my Yeti cup
Oh yeah?
at home.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. We had a guy like
I miss
that.
home,
Once you
man.
went back, he loved it. He would smile. Not sure if he liked you said something back or if he was happy he got you to snap. That's what it is. Like at the same time they want you to talk shit back, they want you to snap a little bit. And but then you just come across the people who are just they're just mean. They are mean.
Yeah.
They have something going on at home, and there's nothing that you can do besides stand up for yourself, in my opinion. And it might not be the best advice because it could go bad depending on so and so's ties on wherever you are if you go start talking shit to somebody.
Well,
So,
also too, let's say that you've been trying to get onto the union for like a couple of years. You just got in there, and then now you swing on a guy,
oh
or
yeah,
you
like
piss the wrong person off. You're
that's the thing.
done.
Like I can,
Yeah.
I could tuck my tail. I know how to hold a grudge, baby. So when I was in my probation period, which was like I think it was 6 months or something, I would just smile. I didn't start like disagreeing with people till I was sworn in. Once you're sworn in, I'm a member. We can have a nice disagreement. We can have a brotherly disagreement. So there would be anytime I'd find a little mistake, I'd go home and I'd print the code book. I'd print out a little page and I would say like, well, this is what it really, I don't know, this is what it really
Yeah.
is, because
Maybe you should read this
if there was
sometimes.
ever a disagreement, I would just say, okay, yes sir, and then I would come in and then I'd go and I would check, and if it wasn't, then I'd print it and I would enlighten.
And you also, here's another thing. For your apprentices, like you don't know where you will be in the future. And for foremen, you don't know where your apprentice is going to be in the future. For example, I'm not going to say the foreman his name, but I was under him for like 6 months. And when I was like a senior inspector years later, I he came and he was working for our company as a fitter. And I caught him cleaning sprinkler heads instead of changing them to save time, and I
Damn.
lit him up. It's like the whole, everything just like flipped. You
Well,
know, once he's a jerk to me, and then I catch him doing
it takes a
this, you
long
know,
time to accumulate some trust, and it just goes right out the window just like that. As soon as you see that, like how many head, then you think back like on other jobs, like
yeah.
did he do it on that job too? Did he
But see,
do it
like
on
if
that
I
job
was
too?
with him, I would refuse to do it. No way I would do that.
Hell no.
Do something unethical like that.
Woo!
Yeah, but see, and that's another thing. Like with us doing dope and tape, growing a community, having having that small community, you screw up or you're unethical, like one time you're that guy.
Yeah,
You're that guy forever for your entire career.
do it right.
It doesn't change. Yeah.
Do it right. It says that there's no one watching on Facebook. It always did that, but there is people. Yo, Sneed, where you been, Sneed? Logo. We got people commenting on Facebook.
What's up,
Love to see
Logo?
it. He's talking
I
to
think it's been
y'all.
a while
What's up,
since
Logo?
Logo's been on, man.
That is
Miss Logo. I've
awesome.
been off of Instagram for a minute. Miss all my people, man. I'm
Billy
ready to
got
come back.
punked. Billy got punked by Zoom. It like won't let him sign in.
China.
We're gonna have to get Billy
Oh no,
on the
last time
time
we
streams.
said China
Yeah, don't
on an
say that.
Instagram live, it
Don't
just
say
like
it.
shut it
Full.
down.
The fucking
Immediately
live went
done.
right
Done.
down.
You're done.
Does anybody watching want to come in? If you guys want to join us and talk and just a little more talking that we don't have to hear Brian do if you do join. If you are watching, please hit the like button. 554 subscribers. Look at that. That's
So I
crazy.
gotta I gotta brag on Arco. I know we talk about Arco a lot, but I gotta brag on them. So
Yeah,
I
they're
needed some
awesome.
customer service. I had a hydraulic groover, like one of their big ones, and it was an Arco product, and I had to switch it from the small, eight, was it 6 to 8? No, it's not 6 to 8. It's like 3 to 6, and then I needed to change it to 8 to 12, and I didn't really know how to do it. And I know, like we were talking, you said the ridges are just super easy to fuck up. So I was like, oh man, I need to call. So I called Arco. One of the salesmen um, got it, and then he was like, "Man, I don't have a video on this, but let me send you to the shop." And I was like, "Okay." Sent me to the shop. Mark answered. Shout out to Mark at Arco, and he was like, "Man, I got one here. Let me get it, and I'll take it apart, and I'll put it back together. I'll take a video of it, and I'll show you everything." And he did, and he sent it right to my email, and he walked me through. I even called him back later. I had to get some tools, and I went to O'Reilly's, and I was doing it in the parking lot, calling him back at like 4 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know where he is, but I mean, not many people is answering the phone at 4 o'clock on the Eastern Standard Time, you know. So,
That
yeah,
is
shout out
awesome.
to Arco. Because without him, I've been like, I would have fucked it up.
And
I would
that's
have
their
destroyed the
hydraulic
thing.
groover.
Yeah, and it works great.
Things mint. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
works just
lightweight.
fine.
I think Russ was saying it's like way lighter.
No, no, no. You are thinking about the small one, like
No,
the
no,
small rigid.
I'm thinking about the Arco hydraulic compared to the 918.
Well, if that is lightweight, I would hate to see what the 918 is, because that thing is still heavy. It's like picking up, I don't know, 85, 90 pounds. So I picked it up, I was like, oh, did I have to walk with it? I had to walk a good like 40 yards. I'm like, jeez.
I think it is, but I'm not positive. But yeah, so we have the company I work at. We have the hydraulic groovers. We have 6-inch ones, and then we have the 8-inch and up ones. Is if you
Yeah.
send it to the job with the kit to swap it, there's like a fucking 75% chance that the fitter's gonna fuck that thing up.
Really, what are they missing? Is
There's a
it
lot of
Arco
little
is like,
pieces that can go about when you take that thing apart, man. You got to put it back good to and like the first guy takes it apart good and maybe loses one screw and it will be okay, but then the next guy and then all of a sudden the directions are lost and then all those bearings start to get loose. It goes south quick. And over the years, we've found it easier just to get one and keep it set up for 8-inch. Not
that's what we're
one,
gonna
but
do.
get multiple because we're such a big company. So we have 8-inch 918s and we have 6-inch 918s, and a few of us are allowed to get the kit and do the swap-a-rooney. But
Hmm.
like a fitter will see that kit in the gang box and they want to change it, and then all
So
of a sudden
it
the thing's in a
was it
million
was
fucking pieces,
actually
and it's a very expensive tool to fuck up.
it's very expensive. It's three set screws on the Arco. Extremely easy.
Oh,
You
that's
tap it on the
nice.
back. You tap it on the back with your channel lock. Start sliding, and
Doop
it was
doop doop.
as soon as I did it, super easy. It
We
was like just like
we should
that,
get a
three
tutorial
shit,
video from you on
so smooth.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great if I ever see her again.
Yeah. People miss you, kid.
Yeah, I know. I miss everybody on Instagram, um, and LinkedIn. But I just take a little break, and I'm
Oh,
traveling
you're having
too,
a sabbatical from
so
LinkedIn too?
I get on it and I communicate because I have a lot of people I talk to on there. But like, I haven't posted anything. I haven't made any comments, and then
Damn, hanging pipes really just putting you over the top, huh?
well, I mean, it's what 7 to 5:30, 30-minute lunch. I mean, we're moving. And then I have like six guys in the air, and I have three guys over here, and then I'm running back and forth. I'm making sure everybody has what they need, and I'm just kind of taking care of. I'm getting people Red Bulls, like I'm doing it all these
You
things,
got some
getting
walkie-talkie?
gas,
You
make
got some
sure.
walkie-talkies going?
No, they just call me on the cell phone. We just screaming at each other.
Yeah. A little
Well,
$50 4-pack of walkie-talkies at Home Depot and go like a long way, dude. Just give it to the four
yeah, but
important
then
guys.
I gotta
But then you
trust
can
that
just say
they'll
boop
keep
boop.
up with
No,
them.
talk to so and so. Or
Yeah,
or if
that's a
it's
great idea in
quiet
a
for a
perfect
bit, you
world.
just like make a couple fart noises in it, lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah,
I loved on the big
we gotta
job,
see.
everybody had radios and there was like, it's like 15 channels and like every trade would have a channel. So if you needed to talk to like the Sparkies, you would go to their channel and just be like talking shit.
Oh, that's cool. Like send out an email from the GC with like everybody's walkie channel. I think that's perfect. That's awesome.
On a
There
big
are
on a
some
big job with
walkie-talkies
like
in the game in our Connex. We do have some walkies in the Connex.
whoever's calling you the most, I just give them a walkie. And then
Yeah,
whoever's the runt also would take whoever's like the lowest guy on the totem pole is going to take the orders would also get a walkie. So then anytime something pops off, your important guys, you got your important guy you can talk to, and then you got like the labor guy. You can say, hey, whatever, go and do this, go and get that, get so and so this, go get us Red Bulls.
yeah. I'll be
Yeah.
back in business closed next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Let the
Damn.
fire go out of the work boots for a second, you know?
The fuck? I seen you in them brunts.
Dude, yeah. But it's cold, you know? It's like I don't know, it's 10, 12 degrees colder inside the freezer than it is outside. So like this morning it was like 20 something. So the
Uh,
brunts are great.
so the freezer's on?
No, but it's already insulated. So all night it drops
Oh, and then it's just
and then
stuck
it
in
just
there. Oh,
keeps
I
it.
got you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So and I think the high during the days, I think it might get up to 40 something, but it's
And so
cold.
you're going to Atlanta to go do working now?
Yeah, well, no, back over to Sarah's firm over in Dallas,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, so I'm just like just hang out with her. We're gonna catch a hockey game, and I'll probably just work like one day at her office, but the rest of the days I'll be just hanging out at the hotel, like a dog waiting for his master to get home. Oh yeah, and Sarah's traveling with me. She traveled with me this week and last week, and she just kind of hangs out, and then when I see her after work,
It
we
sounds like
hang
you
out
might have
like a
some time for
dog.
Instagram.
No, I don't. I really don't.
You're gonna be just
Is I
hanging out. You're gonna
eat.
just be hanging out in the hotel. You could just be catching up on some DMs, posting a couple reels.
I don't have any time like that. Just about time. So we get done
You're
at
so
5:30,
stupid.
and then listen. We get done working. All right, not doing Instagram, working at like 5:30. But there's always like this and that needs it done. So it's like 6. To save time, if I don't go out to eat with Sarah, I'll get Uber Eats, have it delivered to the hotel, and then eat that real quick. I either have a show, I mean Tuesday, Thursday, and then I have Spanish and
Oh,
or
big guy Bryce learning
yeah.
Spanish.
But I also have twice a week.
Damn,
And I also have like
so you're gonna be able to do that. You're
50
gonna be able
emails
to like do a quick intro and then flip over and then do the intro again in Spanish real quick.
eventually.
That'd be
Eventually, I
sick.
think it'll be great.
Eventually,
Yeah.
like you
Or
got
I could translate for a
like
Spanish
you
guest
got a month. Figure it out.
a month. Yeah.
Yeah, you taking classes? How long does it take?
I think my goal is by the end of the year be conversational, which
What is
would
it?
be which would be B2 level. So there's A1, A2, and B2. You're probably like A0
What's the one that
knowing your
what's the
Spanish.
app that everybody uses to learn Spanish?
Well, I actually have a tutor
I know, but I'm
from
trying to
Ecuador.
think. I'm having brain fog of the app that everybody.
Duolingo
No, the other one.
is the free one. I highly recommend Pimsleur. That's the one to go to. Are you thinking of Rosetta Stone? Because that's like
Yeah,
the worst.
the
Yeah,
worst.
that's terrible.
Oh
You don't
damn.
learn anything.
Oh, my bad. I don't know. I just,
That's why they
this is the
like went
language I
away.
learned.
Yeah, so Rosetta Stone back in the day when I tried to Spanish, it was like 150 for a lifetime membership.
Did you get
I
it?
don't even touch it. Yeah, I just bought it, but I didn't. I never touched it afterwards. It was terrible.
So you still got it. So let me get it. Give me the login.
I don't remember it.
I
I
would
don't. I
rather.
was like an
Honestly,
apprentice. I was an
if I
apprentice at
could
that
learn a
time.
language, I would learn Chinese over Spanish.
Think so? What are you like a
Yeah.
Naruto or
No,
whatever it is like
they're
fan?
gonna take over, dude. I want to know what the hell they're saying.
That's a
You know?
no. I don't
I
know
do
because
know.
you would like use it only on your like Chinese cartoon movies.
Oh, hold on.
Speaking of traveling, dude, like
Coming in
for
hot,
guys
Steed.
starting out, for guys like young apprentices or early fitters, someone that doesn't have a family and wants to make serious money. I mean, they like with us, we're working 10-hour days,
There you go,
50,
Sneed.
60 a week. And then
Oh yeah, so you're doing
then
60
we
hours a week?
yeah, and then we get $40 for per diem every single day. So the guy's not spending
Is
money,
that so? That's for
getting
food?
paid good money.
That's for food.
Yeah, food, yes,
Because
food.
and so that the company's already covering the hotel, right?
Right.
Otherwise, you would
You're
get
right.
comps for that.
So you don't have to pay for anything.
Really? Yeah, that's and
Let's say you don't have like a family or anything like
sell it
that
to
and want
me.
to make some serious money.
Sell it to
You
me,
sell
dog.
your,
Or what if you had a chick and a dog and you guys wanted to do some traveling? Boom. Get like a little
yeah,
camper
boom.
van and chase the work, baby.
I don't have a problem. I mean, I think the dog would hate being in a hotel room for,
No, it would be
11
with the
hours a
chick. It
day,
would be
but
with the chick. You would be traveling with your chick.
oh,
So
then that'll be
so
perfect.
what a lot of the linemen do is they get a pickup truck, a crew cab, long bed, heavy duty truck, and they put the camper in the bed of the truck, like a little baby camper. It overhangs every which way, and then you tow a small trailer, and the linemen will use that, and they'll drive. They'll park for free at a Walmart, and then they pocket the hotel and the per diem money,
Yeah.
and they
And we're
and they're
also paying
and they're
good
living in
money.
their little camper, and then if they have a chick or if they're alone or whatever,
Yeah, and then you're
boom,
traveling, you're seeing these little cities, and if you're single, you get to, hang out in this new single, town and hit up the places and all
learn
that. And then when the
sprinklers,
job's done,
boom. All right, who wants a
boom,
job?
go
When can
to
you
another
start?
place. I
All
just don't
right,
see
what
why
do we
people don't
got?
do
First
it. I
time
mean,
chat. Sorry to bother you. You want to hit that food? No thanks. No thanks.
oh,
Appreciate it.
it's a
918 is
bot.
pretty fun to use. Super heavy though. Walkie-talkie on the iWatch if everyone has it. Oh yeah, that's true. The walkie-talkie on the iWatch with the AirPods in is OP.
Oh,
No, someone's trying to I don't know, promote us or sell us or something.
I want to know how big a 8-inch clay valve is.
Isn't that what you lifted?
Like, no, like the weight. Yeah, I want to know the weight. 8-inch clay valve. Let's say it's a model
That's a big
9037.
it's a big girl.
Yeah, I want to
That's
know.
what
It
we
was
put.
heavy.
That's what we put in. When I show you the picture of all those valves at the hospital, that's what those were.
Like I pick up Veronica, which is 150, and this thing was way heavier. What are you lifting it with? Like a engine hoist, like what we were using?
No, chain fall or a you know things the duck guys use?
Oh yeah. What about 6 month subscription to
Squirrel.
um yeah, what about this? What if we do like a 6 month subscription to NFPA link for the first person who can do accurate weight of an 8-inch clay valve?
Oh my god, everybody has Google, dude.
Yeah, well, who's the first one to do it?
No,
Put it in the chats, guys.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No, not at all. Not one bit. But we can still do the challenge, but you're not getting the
Let's do
NFPA
it.
link for free. Huh? Oh,
6 months.
do you have it in front of you? But there's like so many different valves, like which model, you know? There's
9037. 9037. Clay valve 9037. It's not the exact same one, but it's close.
that's what I'm saying. So you got a variable answer.
No, I have it in front of me.
Pressure reducing valve. Wait,
It
pressure
gives you like the
ratings.
spec sheet.
Yeah, I got it. Boom. Is that how many people are watching? Look at Billy. Nobody wants to watch us. We need some guests. Who wants to book up? Who wants to so Tuesday we have Emma coming on,
That would be
and
cool.
she was a Navy firefighter and now sprinkler fitter.
That's
So
sick.
I'm really excited to hear her story. That'll be Tuesday. We are we need to start booking people up. If you're gonna come on the show, we're gonna have to ask now to please have your Zoom downloaded and ready and signed in or whatever you got to do to it. But we need someone for the 18th, the 23rd, the 25th, the 30th, the 1st. Holla back. Who's coming on? What are we doing? I'm gonna be working nights potentially next week. Um,
How are you gonna work that out?
I don't know. I don't know because I can't just like totally blow off all my daytime people. So if I can, in a perfect world, I would work Tuesday and Thursday day if I could set it up like that.
Yeah,
It's just kind of I might have like a couple weeks of nights that I gotta do. I wonder if I could
that's gonna be tough.
I wonder if I could stream from my phone on my break.
Oh, I doubt it.
Well, yeah, because we stream this stream is operated on Streamlabs OBS, and there's an app for that. So I would just go on the app on
Mm.
Streamlabs. I would get that running in the
But
background.
you cannot. But you
Then
can't capture
I
the
would open
screen,
yeah I open up
right?
Zoom. I get the whole Zoom going, and I capture the Zoom screen
On your phone,
on the phone. We
potentially.
should test that one day.
We can do that.
You're gonna have to be at like 5 when you get out of
You
work.
know what would be perfect for that is like a product
Wayne
video.
Harris says
You know,
500 pounds.
500. No way. Was it
What?
500 pounds?
I don't know, but you got to give it to him because he's the only one that answered. See how that
Well,
works?
it's also Wayne Harris. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's probably right. So I'm looking at this sheet. I don't see weight, inches,
I
dimensions.
don't see weight on the sheet either. 8-inch cast iron clay valve.
So you don't even know the answer?
I'm looking for it.
So you just asked a question, trying to give away something
Do
you don't
it.
even have an answer
Yeah.
to.
Well, we only have one.
That's great.
Say something.
That's great. You're doing a great job.
Thanks. It's also my show. I can do whatever I want.
Someday you're going to be good at this. Just not today. Results with 937. Is it called a 937? Is it made by Clay Valve?
9037 clay valve. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a 90 dash, like 9037 clay valve.
Mm.
It's an 8-inch. I gotta know. 500 pounds? Like a goblet squat? And I lifted it over, like up towards my head. So I had to pick it up. Dang. The pressure of performing when people are watching you. And then also the thing is too, like you can't fail because it's gonna be even more dangerous to put it down. And you can't drop it. Like on
That's
that
too much
motion
to look
down
up. My
back down
guess
to
is
the
it weighs
ground.
as much as the girl that I'd bring home from the bar at 2 a.m. in my wild days. I wouldn't lift her though. Oh shit. You gotta just bring a scale. I would just bring a scale with me. So you got to do. So when we were at the hospital, they had this big scale you could put stuff on. So we took a piece of 8 inch
Oh
and
yeah.
you just roll it right on there.
What size? What a length? Do you remember the weight of the 8 inch?
Yeah, we do
Was it
10.
21
We
footer?
do 10 sixes.
Oh, that's right.
It
Ten
was
six.
like and it's sketch 40, so it was like I want to say it was like 350 a stick. 350 every piece of 10 every 10 footer. Could be wrong. I want to say it was like 32 pounds. It's like 32 pounds a foot
Right.
times 10.6. Yeah, it was like 340 pounds every 10.6. And we put up like a mile of it. Like a legitimate, we put up like a legitimate mile. I did like the calculations. We put up like 20 miles of sprinkler pipe in this place.
What
Thousands and
what
thousands and thousands of feet.
so this
I got it all
is
from the cut
our
sheets.
trade or our trade picking up the heaviest things? Who else is picking up heavier things than us and hanging it like over our heads, walking up ladders?
I mean, plumbers got some heavy
But
shit that
it's
they gotta lift, big heavy fitting sometimes,
but
but
usually it's not
we
iron.
don't lift
Like
it. Like
we're
we're not. I'm not. You're a psychopath. Like we're not lifting it. To hang those 10.6s at 8 inch took 2 lifts and a chain fall. Put your 2 hangers up.
mm,
Ground guy's chain falling it up. You got a guy in each lift. You get it right in its clevis. One guy drops down, starts to get the next hanger going. The other guy vicks it up. We move on.
I just pick it up. I sent you the video. Just pick it up.
These are schedule 40, bro. We're using big boy pipe. It's 300 and fucking 50 pounds, dude. Schedule 10 is like
Yeah.
it's like
Ours is schedule is
19.
10.
It's like 19 pounds a foot or something. It's like.
It's still heavy.
Oh,
It
I'm not
is.
saying it's not heavy,
Yeah.
but I don't think that
Especially
you're
all
gonna
day.
pick up fucking schedule 40 all day 8 inch.
No, not all day.
That's a big girl.
No, no way. Yeah.
So if you had a small guy on the lift would pick the piece of 8 inch up and the guy, and you can go up and you can use the lift to stab it. Like
Right.
on the 19 foot, there's a lift. We were hanging
Yeah.
it at like 19 feet.
Okay.
There was a lot of it, a lot of 8 inch. Everything we do is schedule 40. Everything I do is schedule 40. I can't get away with
I don't
10
even.
unless it's temporary. Anytime I'm putting in temporary pipe, I use schedule 10. I'm like, oh, this is lightweight. Lifting peanuts. Lifting peanuts, baby. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't
Why are my
know.
specs
I
all
don't know
schedule
if
40?
like your specs are all 40.
Yeah.
Is it required in Boston to be 40? That could be a
Not
thing.
Boston, just like the buildings that I'm in, I think. And it's also like threaded, threaded inch and a half or 2 inch and down needs to be threaded.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Well, that's hospital stuff.
Seismic. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. So that's yeah. That's definitely that.
And
I agree.
the
Let me
crazy
ask you this:
hydraulic calculations.
you ever had let's say you're stacking a riser, and this is just an idea. Actually, me and Mitch were talking about it, and Mitch at North American Fire Protection, and
The big dog, the
um,
boss.
the big dog, the vice president, dude, he freaking works, dude. He's out
That's
on this job site working,
that's awesome.
working, and then after that, he goes back and he works at his hotel.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I
I mean,
mean,
he's there
you
in
know,
travel too, right?
oh yeah, yeah.
You
And
guys are
then
doing you guys are doing
I
important shit there, so he wants to be a part of
yeah.
it. That's the fun
And
shit,
we
dude.
get back,
The
it
valve
is,
room is like
and he
the
has
and
fun.
all that shit that's the glory work. That's what I call it. It's the glory work. That's the good shit, man. Anytime there's a
Yeah, it's fun,
valve room,
dude. It's fun. Let me
valve
ask you
assembly.
this: this is we had a valve kind of shift, but I put a ratchet strap on it so it wouldn't roll. And his thought was since we're using slip couplings instead of like a standard coupling, and it's on rubber instead of steel to steel. Wonder if it would be different if it's steel to steel versus rubber to rubber. Like with it rotating or anything like that. I wonder, like he was like, I wonder
What kind of
if it would be
couplings are you
different.
using?
Slip couplings,
Yeah, which ones?
Tyco makes them. I don't remember the name of it. We just got them. We just started
Oh, the one bolt,
checking it. Like, yeah, the one
the
bolt
three
slip.
pivot, the three piece.
Yeah. Yes, three
What do
piece.
you
They're
mean?
not bad,
What do you
dude.
mean rubber on rubber? There's not rubber where in the groove. There's not
No,
rubber
but
in the
it's
groove part.
but right there, it's more rubber. It was isn't it between the way it sits on a slip coupling?
Yeah, but
Is
right,
there
but where it actually
rubber
grabs
between the steel?
onto the onto the actual in the groove is where you're holding it. Where it shouldn't be rubber there. Should just be
No,
past the groove. End of pipe.
not the groove, but if you wrap a rubber around two grooved pipes, right? Around, not on the slip, but this is like a traditional
Yep.
coupling. It's steel and steel. But if it's slip, it's steel, rubber, steel.
Oh, you're saying like the end of the pipe touching?
Right.
Oh no, nothing to do with it. The coupling in the
You don't think so?
groove is holding the pipe. So forget about the rubber. Just think about where you actually got the coupling that goes into the groove. That's where you're getting it from going back and forth. So your grooves are either too deep or your coupling's not tight enough. Can you tighten it more?
No.
No.
No. I even got channel locks and tried to do it. You know me.
With
So
the
I'm
what
picking
do you
up
got? You
play
got a big
valves.
big boy impact on level 3?
Yeah, we're pumping it.
Hmm.
And you could see, it's iron on iron. So
But once you get that
yeah.
whole thing built and you got the piece going up and all the pieces, it should be more rigid. It's just because you're in the process of building it.
Yeah, and then also when I drop in another pipe, and then I really think maybe do some kind of like seismic or something like that from the concrete floor, and then go up, and then with a hanger to keep it in place or something.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
It makes me
Try
nervous.
to grab the weldolet.
Yeah.
But you want that thing to be rigid when it trips.
Oh, for sure. But this doesn't pop,
So
you
and you
know?
what? You got what? 50-foot risers or 40-foot risers or something?
No, so um, every 6 months you have to check the ice plugs in a freezer. So we make it very easy for the inspector. So you can for with like a 6 to 8 foot ladder, you can hit that T and then it goes into the freezer, then goes up,
Oh, and then it
which
goes
is
up.
great. Yeah, but sometimes it goes up in the docking area, and then it'll go up and then T and then go in, and then you have to get a boom, and then like your inspection price goes way up, and time
Oh,
and all that stuff. So,
that's pretty cool to put
Howard,
it down like that. But you still have like a 40-foot
yeah.
riser essentially.
Oh, once it goes into the freezer, it goes up. But
Yeah,
no, it just
that
goes
baby's got to
up.
be locked down when it trips. That's a lot of water.
It has to be. It has to be. Yeah.
Or lock down at least a four-way at the top, a four-way at those elbows you're putting in the middle with the T, and I would brace that baby to the ground. Brace it up, kid. So
Oh, I know it.
you're going back to what you're used to next week, more used to.
Yes, yes. I'll be on the computer taking notes, having meetings. Dude, I'm meeting with Inspect Point next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to those people, and we're gonna have them on the show too.
Awesome. You got to use me as a referral. I'm a Expect Point affiliate. Let them know I sent you.
But I am as well. So
Are you?
I'm gonna tell them I am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Drew back on?
Yeah, but see, I want to do it different. I want to be able to speak about it and be able to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked
Um,
about that.
right.
Trying to
And I
hold it or
want to be
whatever.
able to see it not just in an inspection like form. I want to be able to see how you can use it business wise outside of that, like what its capabilities are.
Oh, nice.
So I want to see the whole thing, and then hopefully we can do some screen shares on a live show, and I can explain some ways I would use it, and as well as from the inspection and business side too. So just a lot more information when we have him on the show.
Yeah, set that up. Let's get a date going.
I will.
I'd like to
I
lock
will.
down some people, but I mean, we can let's cut it. Let's say bye. Let's
Yeah,
say bye. That went probably pretty quick, seeing it was just you blabbering the whole time. We got Facebook going again. I invited.
that's cool.
I thought I invited Sneed, but then I don't think I ever seen him pop in. But we're getting off now, so Thank you everybody for joining. Whether
Thank
you
you
watched it
guys.
live or you're watching the replay, we really appreciate you. Always hit the like button, and if you could send us somebody to talk to interview, if you your favorite guest, like we want to try to get Raquel back on. She seemed like she was from Marvet Fire, like a fan favorite.
Yeah,
Probably should reach back out to
seems
Mountain Man
great.
Paul. And maybe we should just set up
Oh,
like a
for sure. We
social and
gotta go
get a few
back.
people on. Like we're open to whatever. Hit us up. Somebody DM me after the show. Brian is off Instagram for a little bit, so send me the DMs if you're on Instagram, and we'll get you on here. Get you out here talking.